So in this video of drawing and breaking down anime poses, I chose to do some poses from some Fortnite characters. And I went through and started to find, I know there's a lot of different Fortnite dances and stuff like that. And so there's a lot of different poses on that. So I went to Pinterest and found a few. So this first one, I started with the head and kind of working my way down. And he has his hand kind of in his palm. So I wanted to draw the chest first, and you see I'm doing it the normal way. I'm starting out with the oval shape for the chest, and I'm kind of making like a little rib cage. I mean, you can finish off and make the whole oval if you want, but I like to, sometimes I'll finish it off and sometimes I'll make it into like kind of like a rib cage. Kind of an easy way for me to figure out the position of the chest. I'm making the part of the neck and also the waist. And also the waist, you can either do it as a half oval or you can do a whole circle. Sometimes you'll see me draw the whole circle and I may break it in half. But for this one, I did it the usual way that I normally do it in my other videos also. You see I'm going down, making cylinders for the legs, circles for the knees, cylinder for the calves on the bottom. I'm adding in the shoulders with the little collarbone. And the collarbone I'll throw in there every once in a while, depending on the position of the pose, just so I can kind of figure out, the position and angle of where to place these circles for the shoulders. And sometimes placing in that collarbone is a easy way for me to, figure out where to position these circles for the shoulders and get those cylinders for the arms in. So you see right now I'm working my way up towards the hand. And that's why I'll usually always add a circle where the hand is going to go. So if I'm, depending on a certain pose that I'm doing, I can place a circle there. That way, when I have and start drawing the arm, like you see right here, I'm just drawing the arm like into it. It's kind of a way of measuring how far the hand is going to go. That way I can adjust the arm, towards the hand. The hand will stay where it is, and I'm constantly erasing and adjusting the arm based on where that arm is. That way the arm won't be too long or too short because you already know where the hand is going to be. That's why I'll always draw that hand in sometimes as a starting point and drawing the arm to work my way into it. That way it'll look almost identical to the reference as far as where you're going with the pose and drawing the hands in. So right now I'm adding in the little cylinders, or not really cylinders. I'm just kind of just drawing in like a little fingers on top of the fist, like he's holding his fist. I can either do the circles for knuckles first or either or. But this way I'm just have his hand there like he's gripping the palm. I'm adding the palm on the bottom. I'm kind of just darkening the lines up. Darkening everything to make it more visible, not have it too light. Now I get a lot of comments that, the hands are difficult to do. I mean, they're not difficult. It's just that you have to keep practicing doing hands until you get it. And when you get it, when you start doing poses, I know sometimes I see a lot of poses where they're drawing a pose and then the hand is mostly neglected. Draw the pose and the hand out. I mean, don't worry about how the hand looks. Just draw the pose and the hand out. And the more you do it, the easier it'll get. And you'll start drawing hands and the poses all together as one. I mean, it just, practice makes perfect. At this point, I'm just darkening everything up, but it's pretty much done. Now for this one, I found this pose, and she has her hand kind of rested, or her head rested on her hand. So I'm kind of just starting out usually with the head, working my way down. I added the line on the center of the face to kind of add that tilt to it. Because sometimes when I don't add that center line on the head, it's hard to find that tilt. So I'll add that center line, whether it's straight, slanted, or whatever, just so I can know where the tilt is, or know that her head is tilted. So I'm adding in the neck. Neck is going straight down or straight down at the angle. I'm adding in Now I add that little kind of like a little action line to kind of show, hey, like her, the body is right there, the torso is right there, and the leg is going to also go down kind of in the same way in the position of where the chest is. So I drew the line straight down that way, it kind of like have my eyes see that it's going at an angle without me mistakenly making the leg straight. And I'm kind of just following that line, adding in the chest, rib cage, the waist, and I'm adding in that leg with the cylinder. You see how I was just following that whole line down, and now with the other side it'd be a little easy. I'm just just going at the other angle. So I'm adding in the circle for the knee, getting straight down. And even for this pose, I wouldn't have to do the 2 cylinders for the leg. I could have just took the line and just shot it straight down with one side, other side, and just been done. And add little small feet just to get the pose down quickly, especially if you're just throwing it down real fast and detailing it later on after it's done. Now I'm adding in the little hand, which is kind of like her fingers. One finger is out on her chin. So kind of adding that. So I kind of had to do that as 2 separate cylinders. That way you kind of see the hand going up there. And you see I did this the same way I did the previous pose where I added the hand in first. That way I can work my way down to the length of the arm just to measure out, how far the arm is going to go. You see they got the arm on the other side. You drew the hand in right there. That way I can measure in the forearm. So drawing in this cylinder for the forearm. That way, bam, I got one side done. I'm adding in the other part of the finger because the finger is kind of like scrunched up. So I had to draw both cylinders so that we can kind of see how the finger is retracting. And I'm just darkening some of it up. That way I kind of see it a little bit better. Now at this point, I'm trying to measure out the arm. Since everything is pretty much there, now I'm measuring out how far the arm is going to go into the body, because your eyes are forced to make the arm and not have it be too unproportionate from the body, because you're drawing it, you're measuring it out from where the arm is. I mean, you can't, because the body's there. The shoulder's not going to be off the page because the body's right there, so you already know where the circle is going to go for the shoulder. You kind of just measuring it out. You have the hand there, and you're measuring it from the hand to the arm all the way back to the shoulder. Now I'm just drawing in the hand. It's kind of like resting a little bit on her waist. You have one finger out. Like all her fingers are kind of just one finger out, one finger's in. I mean, all you're basically doing is just using cylinders to kind of mess around with it with each of her fingers. That's kind of another reason why I chose these poses, because the fingers are going in different directions on both of the hands. Give you a little practice with the pose and also a little practice with drawing hands also. I'm just adding in, darkening the lines so we can see a little bit better. Like the neck. I'm just darkening, making the section where the eyes are going to go. I always like to make the little circles for the eyes. That way you can kind of, or I guess like the little, where the eye sockets are going to be. And I'm just adding in the other cylinder, darkening some of that up so you can see a little clearly. At this point with the pose, I'm pretty much done. I'm just going in and refining it a little bit more. Now for this pose, I chose a guy, this time he's holding a sword. And so I'm starting out Same as the other ones. I mean, it's not going to be no different than the other ones. It's always going to be starting out from the head. It's going to be head down. Rarely will I ever do a pose where I'm starting out with the chest. It all depends on the position or whatever the angle is in the pose. But majority of the time, I'll start with the head first. So I did the head, created the center line right in the head. I'm going down to the neck. I'm adding in the little um, section where the Adam's apple is. Nope, my pencil had made a little mark by accident when I was trying to move it. So I'm making the little circle for the waist. And I remember I mentioned before where sometimes I'll do a circle, sometimes I'll just make the rib cage. And this time I did a circle for both. So I did a circle for the rib cage and a circle for the waist. And I mean, I didn't really have to do it this way. I just did it just to show you the difference of doing just a circle. And it's an easy way of doing it because you can easily just jot down a pose quickly just by doing circles first. Just circle for the head, circle for the torso, circle for the waist, and then you just start drawing the body, attached to that. And it's kind of a faster way of drawing poses if you don't want to do the typical rib cage method. So I'm just going in, drawing the sword out, like a straight line, or kind of straight line since I'm not using a ruler. Just to figure out where the sword is going to go. I'm adding in the cylinder where the arm is. Circle for the shoulder. Since the shoulder is kind of down a little bit, I kind of made the circle a little bit down, further down to kind of show that position. Adding the cylinders for the arm, cylinder for the forearm. Working with it down to the hand. Now for this particular one, the hand is not in any other angle. I mean, it's kind of in a generic position. So I can just draw the arm first, then go straight to the hand. And you see me like I did before. Sometimes I'll do the hand first, and then I'll just draw the arm from that. But this time I just drew the arm and then the hand, since the hand isn't really in front of him or anything. And right now I'm just going in. I'm adding in the line where the chest or chest area is. Let me kind of just see where that is, and then I'm adding in the sword. And for the sword, it's kind of like his hands is gripping it, but gripping it in kind of a relaxed way. And you don't really have to show that too much, especially on this phase of it. But I just drew the hand out like that anyway. Because sometimes, the majority of times when I'm doing poses like this, I'll just have the circle and then that's it. I erase the whole thing. Well, not erase it, but make it light, and then I just start going over it and detailing it. And when I get to the detail part, then I'll start to, add details to the hand and things like that. To flesh out the fingers. So right now I'm just adding the hand in, gripping the sword or by the handle. Same method, cylinders for the fingers, 3 cylinders. Almost like you're trying to put the pieces together to, form the finger. I thought about drawing the sword out. I said, no, I just add the little hilt in there and leave it as that. Adding the top part, the knuckles. Just darkening all the lines up so I can see a little bit better. And now I'm just darkening the sword so we can kind of see a little bit more. And I added the little protection part keep your hand from, I guess, cutting yourself on a blade. I start adding some little wraps on it. Didn't have to, but I said I might as well. That's it for this pose in this video. Want to see more videos like this? Hit the like button, subscribe, comment for any other videos you want to see, and take care.